with the curtain raiser in Group D as Jamaica take on Guyana. Good morning from a sunny Oranjestad on Aruba's west coast. My name is Alex Heinert, excited to be with you on a warm, windy day in this South Caribbean island's capital city. Along with fellow Group D participants Honduras, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Aruba, today marks the start of the journey for Jamaica and Guyana towards earning a place at this autumn's FIFA Women's U17 World Cup in Morocco. There you see the 5 teams vying for one spot guaranteed to move on to Phase 2. Remember, the group winners and the group runners-up, the 2 best group runners-up, I should say, will advance on to the finals, which will take place in March. 28 teams in total in Concacaf competing across 6 groups in this competition. Again, the 6 group winners, the 2 best second-place finishers, will move on to the final round in March. They'll join up with the top 4 ranked teams in the region, the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and Costa Rica. At that stage, only 4 teams from the region will make the World Cup finals, which again will be this October and November in North Africa. Today's meeting between Jamaica and Guyana, just the second head-to-head all-time at the women's U17 level. Their prior match, a 5-0 win for the Reggae Girls back in 2011. Jamaica is undefeated against Caribbean teams in qualifiers in their U17 history. On the other side, Guyana is winless in 9 such matches against Caribbean opposition, with just 2 goals scored in those previous outings. Speaking of goals, though, this tournament is only a day old, but we've already seen a surplus of scoring in these qualifiers. Yesterday's openers in Group A, B, and F saw 32 goals tallied over 5 matches. We will see if that level of proficiency in front of goal continues here in Aruba on day number 2. Entering this particular competition, this match, this group, Jamaica is the team taken from Pot 2, Guyana the team from Pot 3. The Reggae Girls rank 13th in the Concacaf regional rankings for the U17 level, Guyana 17th. So with just 4 places separating these two, you would expect a competitive fixture today. Honduras, by the way, the top-ranked team in Group D. They're ranked 9th in CONCACAF. They will play 33rd ranked Aruba coming up in the second game of our doubleheader today from Oranjestad and the Deportivo Guillermo Prospero Trinidad Stadion. Should be a good one coming up here between these two sides as they kick off their campaign here at the Women's U17 qualifiers. 4 matches ahead. One team will guarantee advancement to the second round in March. And there are the sides making their way onto the pitch. It is Jamaica who will be the home team on the scoreboard. On your left, in the classic white, green, and black. Guyana in their road strip of white and green. We step aside now for a moment for our national anthems. Jamaica, Land We Love, and Green Land of Guyana. there we are. Jamaica versus Guyana, match 1 for both of these sides of 4. Each of those 4 matches set to be played over the next 9 days, all here in Oranjestad on the west coast of Aruba. Let's take a look now at the opening 11, beginning with the home team, Jamaica, who come in here with high hopes. Again, the second-ranked team in this particular group. They are led by Marlon Hilton. He has selected this lineup, which features 7 who are considered defenders by trade in what looks to be a 4-2-3-1. Nicolette Prendergast and Chanel Walters will do the holding in midfield, just behind the number 10, Tiana Grant, who's wearing 14 today. Keep an eye on Malena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty as well, who will start as a lone striker for the Reggae Girls. Today's match officials: Cecile Hines of Trinidad and Tobago, as you see the group from Aruba. Final words before they take the pitch today on this artificial service here in Oranjestad. There was the Jamaican keeper, London Cathy, by the way, making her way over to exchange pleasantries with Sydney Glean, who will wear the armband for the visitors from Guyana. There is Hines, who will have the whistle. Abigail McKenzie and Nikisha Gage will be the ARs. Micah Calm will be our 4th official. Hines from Trinidad and Tobago, McKenzie from Barbados, Gage from Antigua and Barbuda. Our 4th official today hailing from France. Here's the starting 11 for Guyana. Delon Williams will counter with a similar formation for the Lady Jags, with 2 holding mids and 4 in defense in front of Alexis Mars, who gets the nod in goal today. Anaya Joseph and Layla Ross will provide width on the attacking flanks, while Alexandra Chazels will lead the line. You can hear the winds coming through our effects mics today. Again, winds gusting 20 to 25 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low 80s here in Oranjestad. The wind likely will play a factor today for these two. So much riding on this opening match. 3 points on the line. Both sides coming in feeling confident. Both are trying to write history today. Jamaica finished 2nd in their 3-team qualifying group last year at the U17 level, falling 2-1 to Nicaragua in the deciding match. For Guyana, they finished 3rd in a 4-team qualifying group, had a couple of close losses, a goal apiece to Cuba and Panama, separating them between those two sides, then a massive win over Turks and Caicos 7-1. Those matches were played in the DR last year. And both Guyana and Jamaica looking to get out of the group and move on to the finals in March. So much of their fates likely determined on how this match goes. A big one today from Oranjestad in Aruba. And it's great to have you with us wherever you're watching from. Jamaica attacking right to left. Aruba kicking things off, or Guyana kicking things off here in Aruba. Cecile Hines takes a look at the watch. Moments away from the start in this opening match. The Reggae Girls and the Lady Jags squaring off. Alexandra Chazels just waiting for that signal. You hear the bells ringing around Oranjestad to signal the top of the hour. And there is the whistle, and we are off. It should be a great encounter here between two sides who come in believing they've got what it takes to win. In a recent interview with the Jamaica Observer, Marlon Hilton talked about how we have confidence that we've got the depth, the quality, the organization to compete strongly and progress. And he mentioned our focus is about controlling what we can, our preparation, our performance, our mindset, And Hilton's been with the Jamaican Football Federation for 5 years now. He's been in charge of the U17s since November of 2024. And his team is on the front foot early on. Quickly the attack, though, closed down. That's Ariana Chin, the number 10, trying to get on the ball. Now won back by Nicolette Prendergast. She'll play it across to Madison Bailey. And now out wide, Tiana Grant. The early ball forward. And now the return. This is Grant's. Bailey trying to get it back to Karamaya Johnson Mighty, but it's eventually cleared back near midfield. Marlon Hilton for Jamaica with confidence. Same story for DeLon Williams on the other side. Guyana's talked about trying to make history, how this team is ready to do something special. And the Lady Jags head coach mentioning that this is a Jamaican team who is consistently at the top, regardless of age group competition. So they know they're going to bring a challenge to us today. They've got their sights set high. It's a really positive moment for women's football in both of these nations as Jamaica sends the early ball forward through Kalila Daly. Intercepted there. Chance for Guyana to get forward. Broken up, though, in midfield. Daly back on the ball for a moment for the Reggae Girls. Now this will come all the way back into her own half. For Guyana, their U20s were able to get out of their group stage a season ago, securing a spot in the Concacaf U20 Championships. Gonna first for that age group in the country. That's inspired the U17s now to try and do something similar or perhaps go one step further. They're the ones defending right now, though. Madison Bailey once again for Jamaica. Square ball. An infraction here in the build-up. Malena Karamaya Johnson Mighty again, the recipient of that ball. Appeared to have just strayed offside before it came to her. There's a battle in midfield collected by Carissa Lombardi. First chance for Guyana to attack. Good idea that time. Chazels was the intended target. Intercepted, though, by Jamaica, quickly sent down the other end. That's the Captain Glean. Quickly hoofed forward by Mars. Jamaica with the majority of the early possession in the opening 3.5 minutes. Guyana now trying to carry the threat coming the other way. Chazels again. It's a lovely mazy run by Chazels who gets it out wide. It's a bit of a loose touch there, but Joseph able to get it back over to Ellie Biffin. Now back across. Avril Pasvolsky trying to send that cross in. Closed down well by the Jamaican defense. Here is Biffin once more. Pasvolsky does get the cross away this time. That's Chazels. A collision in the box. Guyana asking for the penalty. Quickly waved off by Cecile Hines. Guyana asking a few questions now. Good closing down in midfield by Jamaica. It will be a throw, though, for the Lady Jags. Mentioned some of Guyana's success at youth level in recent seasons. This is still a women's national team that has only been around since 1998, still very much in the early stages, yet to qualify for a major international tournament. Guyana at the senior level. Jamaica, of course, fresh off back-to-back World Cup appearances in 2019 in France, and then 2023 having great success in Australia and New Zealand, getting out of their group at the senior level. That was a group, by the way, that they featured against the likes of France and Brazil. They drew both of those matches, then defeated Panama to move on to the round of 16, where they fell to Colombia And that's Jamaica's senior women's team on a really bright moment, led by Bunny Shaw, of course, is doing such a phenomenal job for Manchester City, scoring buckets of goals. It is Jamaica's defense now pressed into action once again. Alexandria Chazels gets the cross in. Not dealt with convincingly, a chance from just on top of the penalty spot. Not enough purchase on that left-footed attempt, and London Cathy happy to collect. Cathy, the U17 keeper for Jamaica, called into action here in the 7th minute. Good build-up play for Guyana. And that ball just rolling a bit on Eliana Isaacs. It'll be a throw for the Reggae Girls. And here was that chance. It fell nicely to Ariana Chin, but a difficult shot, a bouncing ball there, just about 14 yards out. Tried to play it off the half volley with her left. Cathy always behind it. And that clearance took a deflection off one of the Jamaican attackers, now eventually cleared out. That's Pazvalski, who's playing right back today in this back four. Just had a couple of opportunities to get forward, the number 7. Oh, good closing down that time by Jamaica, winning it back in a dangerous area. This is Bailey. And that was Johnson Mighty who was doing the hard work. Ball turned over. Tough challenge, and one that does not go Kalila Daly's way. It'll be a foul against the Jamaican defender. Bit of a sore one there. You see Chazels a little slow walking back to her forward position and might need attending to here in the 8th minute. Just a quick conversation there as Daly went in strong on the challenge on Chazels. Cecile Hines just giving the Jamaican defender 1 or 2 words of caution, but not showing the card. Match day 1 of this competition. All of Group D's games being played here in Aruba at the National Stadium of this Dutch territory. Just to give Aruba its proper due, it's actually a constituent island within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. We're located just 18 miles north of Venezuela, just off the South American coast. This venue has hosted a number of Concacaf matches in recent seasons, holds 2,500. It was recently just renovated a couple of years back in 2023, to get back to FIFA standards. It's been around since the 1950s. There's the ball forward. Jamaica trying to get something going in attack after they had the better of the play in the early stages. Chanel Walters sees that ball knocked back and eventually cleared near midfield. Tiana Grant sees that bounce well over her head on this artificial service. Good hustle by Chazels to keep this in play. Alexandria Chazels closed down by Daly. Those two seeing eye to eye once again. Ball touched by Madison Bailey of Jamaica last. You can see the pace of Alexandria Chazels. One that will likely trouble Jamaica's backline today when given the opportunity. Guyana doing well to get the ball forward, giving Chazels a chance. You would think, by the way, because of location, again, Aruba located just off the north coast of Venezuela, that Guyana, who is a South American nation, would be a little closer than Jamaica, but that's actually not the case. It's only 600 miles to get here from Kingston. Georgetown, the capital of Guyana, more than 900 miles away. And Guyana a little bit further to the east. Jamaica slightly north of Aruba, more in the Central Caribbean. There's your geography lesson for the afternoon. A slip in midfield that time by Nicolette Prendergast, able to recover her ball, though, off the mark for Madison Bailey. Already 10 minutes gone here at this Group D encounter at the U17 qualifiers. Jamaica versus Guyana, the opening match here in Group D. Oh, loose pass now intercepted. Jamaica's shot from distance, held on to by Alexis Mars. And the keeper able to slide to her right and make the stop. Just a little loose at the back that time as Guyana tried to relieve a little pressure. Jamaica quick to pounce, but could not take full advantage. That goes down as the Reggae Girls' first official shot on target. Guyana with one chance on frame early in this match as well. Here come the Lady Jags now. Eliana Isaacs down this right flank. Unable to keep it in play. Again, the breeze blowing from left to right. There was that turnover again. Pounced upon quickly by Jay Alecki, excuse me, the number 6. Best look at the match so far for Jamaica. That's good defending at the back by Sydney Glean. No nonsense that time, out to touch. Raquana Richards, the Jamaican player who had the ball in her sights, and Richards a little slow to get up after that challenge from the Guyana captain. Ball on the far side, down the line, not on the mark from Kyler Grant. Goal kick forthcoming for Alexis Mars. Guyana, for the most part, have tried to come down this right flank. And the combination of Pazvolski and this young lady, Eliana Isaacs, have done well. This time, Jamaica ready for that. Prendergast winning it back for the Reggae Girls. And now a turnover. And given right back. And again. Both sides trying to get a grip on possession here in midfield. It's a nice turn that time. Johnson Mighty playing into teammates. Outside of the boots, finding Bailey. Madison Bailey one-on-one with Pazvolski. Tries the left-footed cross and wins the corner for her side. First corner of the match for either team. As we approach a quarter of an hour gone here in the first half in Oranjestad. Still scoreless between Jamaica and Guyana in this opening match in Group D. The Reggae Girls with the corner, though. Chanel Walters will send an in-swinger in with the wind blowing in her face. She's going to dwell on this for just a moment. That's Daly coming forward. And their elegant central defender. Another option in the box. They go short this time. Well read by Guyana. Had a defender at the near post to deal with that. Tiana Grant's ready for the restart. Walters quickly double teams. Isaacs single-handedly winning it back and keeping it in play. Perhaps for Jamaica's benefit, this is Prendergast once again. Ball left a little bit short. Pazvolski sending it forward. Chazels giving chase, and she's not going to get there. Good effort, though, from Alexandria Chazels. She has been a willing runner here in the opening 15 minutes on a windy day in Aruba. Guillermo Trinidad Stadium, named after a local politician that helped get the funding to renovate the stadium back in 1994. This will be the home for every match in Group D. Nicaragua, Bermuda, and Curacao also hosting matches as that ball came in. And a tangle of legs outside the 6. That's going to be a foul against Guyana. Talk about turning something into, nothing into something right away. That was off the bar that time. I'm looking at schedules, and Chazels is nearly putting Guyana on top. Kathy was at full stretch. She rattles the bar, Alexandria Chazels, here in the 16th minute. Kathy then fouled on the rebounds. And a couple of warning shots from Guyana early on in this contest. 2 good looks at goal. One saved by Kathy, the other ringing the woodwork. Now a turnover. This is Isaacs again. Chazels trying to get it out from under her feet, and now does so. A little step over. Alexandria Chazels got the cross away. Off of the Guyana attacker, though, last. It'll be a goal kick for Jamaica. One of the Reggae girls under some distress on the touchline. Excellent work from Chazels here. Nearly able to beat 4 Jamaican defenders, eventually closed down by Jay Alecki. Tough break for Chazels as that her cross bounced off of Leckie, off of herself, and then out. Looks like the right ankle of one of the Reggae girls. You see the ice being applied. 18th minute here in Oranjestad. I believe this is Felicia Brown. Actually, no, I'm sorry, number 2. This is Kalila Daly, who's been ever present at the back for Jamaica. This will certainly be a worry for Marlon Hilton now. I hope it's not as serious as it might look at the moment. She's walking very gingerly on that right leg. And you hope that's just a knock, nothing more. And that once the initial pain of the contact subsides, that Daly will be able to persist here this afternoon. See London Cathy with the rest of the Jamaican side. Felicia Brown making their way over for instruction during the brief stoppage. Cecile Hines encouraging them to get back into position. I think Jamaica will use this as a chance to reset after Guyana had a couple of good looks over the last 10 minutes. The Reggae girls had the ball back in in Guyana's half for basically the entirety of the opening 5 minutes, and then Guyana has flipped it on its script a little bit. A couple of good looks, one on frame, one off the frame of goal. Still scoreless though here in this Group D encounter. Now a loose pass picked up by Isaacs. One-on-one. Eliana Isaacs. Pass deflected by Tiana Grant. Only as far as Pazvolski. Isaacs, the square ball connecting. That is Chin trying to create space. Grant once again. Pazvolski doing the defensive duty. Be a throw for Jamaica. Once again, though, Guyana posing some problems, asking a few questions. Daly, by the way, last to touch the ball. Good to see number 2 back on the pitch for the squad in yellow, green, and black. It was Jamaica back in possession. That's Prendergast. Madison Bailey switching flanks this time over to the right. She's played mainly on the left here in the opening 20 minutes. The threat passes. Mars's distribution can only find the feet of Daly. This is Prendergast again. Tried that slide rule ball. Well read by Sydney Glean. Another good step by the Jamaican backline. Chazels will chase after this. Daly comfortable in the end, even though Chazels was right on her hip. Jamaica trying to build from the back. 20 minutes gone here in Aruba, still scoreless. It's a good, hard, clean tackle in midfield. Guyana coming forward through Anaya Joseph. Joseph now eventually turned away. The Lady Jags, though, still in possession. Chazels trying to make it stick. Good closing down by Chanel Walters. Danger not gone yet, though. This is Joseph again. Lombardi. Partially cleared. This will fall kindly for Isaacs. Isaacs has a go, but it goes right to London Cathy, the Jamaican captain. A safe pair of hands to keep this 0-0. Guyana right back in possession. This is Lombardi again. Bit of collision now, and that ball is won by Johnson Mighty. Here comes Jamaica. Elena Karamaya, Johnson Mighty closed down. A lot of white shirts back. Good defending by Guyana after the turnover. They might have some more to do now. Prendergast, though, cannot find the teammates. Lombardi and company able to get it clear. That's a good ball as Joseph looks to get Guyana forward. Chazels now back on it. Daly there once again. She's got a hard job today. Kalila Daly trying to track and mark Alexandria Chazels. She got the better of the Guyana attacker on that occasion. Here's Walters now, beats the first man. Good step that time, good clean tackle at the edge of the box. Marlon Hilton pleading his case as Walters has stayed down on the edge of the 18. And not for the first time this afternoon, the Jamaica training staff called to attention. Really good run by Walters. Better tackle by Layla Ross. Got the ball, but got an awful lot of Chanel Walters in the process. Another stoppage here. 23 minutes in. Chance for both teams to catch their collective breath. Guyana with the better of the chances so far. Jamaica, though, have certainly looked a threat at times. It's been a physical encounter. Two teams very evenly matched, again separated by just 4 places in the Concacaf regional rankings. Jamaica number 13 in the region, Guyana number 17. This will officially go down as a cooling break. Again, temperatures in the low 80s today in Oranjestad. And that wind's serving to cool things off just a bit. It's a dry heat, of course, the dry season, which extends through much of Aruba for much of the year. Again, winds gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour. 82 degrees, the official temperature at kickoff. Cecile Hines whistling play, back to attention. Honduras and Aruba to follow today. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the team with the bye, in quotes, here on match day 1. They will then play their next 4 matches, all with 2 days rest. If we look ahead, and it's obviously much of this match, of course, still to be played, but Jamaica does play on Tuesday next against Aruba. They'll get the hosts here on this field. Thursday, they'll play St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Then they get a little bit of a break, and then Monday, they'll finish against Honduras, the top-ranked team in the group. And on paper, that would be 1 versus 2, potentially playing for victory in Group D, supremacy, which would see them move on to the finals in March, along with the other 5 group winners and the top 2 runners-up. Guyana, meanwhile, get the hosts Aruba in their next match, but they get a bit of a break. No game on Tuesday for them. They'll play on Thursday the 29th. Then they'll face Honduras on Saturday, St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Monday. It is Jamaica now. That shot closed down. The opportunity coming with 3 white shirts in front on the edge of the box. Here's Daly. And still, left-footed shot was always going wide. Mars, though, deciding to be safe. Volsky closed down, couldn't find Isaacs near the touchline. And there's again, that was actually number 6, excuse me, Jay Alecki coming up from defense on that shot. The wind continuing to blow here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. Volsky sending that out to touch. Here is Prendergast. No place to go, a bit of a cul-de-sac that time. Guyana able to get it clear through midfield. That's Daly again. Walters looks to be recovered from that collision at the top of the box. Poked clear by Chazels, going back into the defending third for her side. She's been a live wire here in the opening 27 minutes, Alexandria Chazels. Striking the crossbar just ahead of the outstretched arm of London Cathy some 10 minutes ago. Foul whistled here against Jamaica. Shoving the back from Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty. Ball chested down in midfield by Leckie. Johnson-Mighty playing it back. Prendergast out wide towards Bailey. Layla So, happy to watch that roll out for a goal kick under the pressure of Madison Bailey. The width play for Jamaica has been good in this first half. Bailey, who started on the left, now out to the right. Walters now occupying this space on the left-hand side. Johnson-Mighty's looked dangerous in the middle as well. That's good defending once more by the Reggae girls. Ball sent forward towards Chanel Walters. She gets by Pazvolsky. Little tug of the shirt. Cross doesn't find the mark. Prendergast with space. Trying to cut back. No place to go that time. Good defending in the end by Guyana. Ball nearly turned back over. Good strength from Leckie in midfield to keep the Reggae girls in possession. Grants. Prendergast. Guyana just can't get out at the moments. Daly asked a bit much there of Grant, who did enough just in front of Chazels. Here come Jamaica now once again up from defense. Helped along by Richards. Bailey was the intended target. Joseph back in possession now for Guyana. Lombardi. Chazels that time bumped into. We play on. Here is Madison Bailey having a run at this Guyanan back line. Ball comes in. Just took a bounce at the wrong moment that time from a Jamaican perspective. Johnson-Mighty was waiting for it. Alexis Mars happy to have that ball in her grasp as she punts it forward. You see the clap there from the Guyana touchline. DeLon Williams happy with the way his team has played over this first half hour. Jamaica's grown a bit into the game, though, over the last 5 to 7 minutes. A little more possession for the Reggae girls. Guyana's chances with the ball coming few and far between. I should say during that stretch, it had been Guyana who had threatened more than their opposition, really, in this first half. Two-thirds of which now in the books as we've played 30 here in Aruba. Still scoreless between Jamaica and Guyana. Match 1 for both of these sides here in Group D, the Concacaf Women's U17 qualifiers. Both aiming, and with realistic aims, to top this group and secure passage on to the finals 2 months from now. more composure. Up until that moment, Guyana looked content to try and play their way through. Early ball, though, intercepted. Here's Bailey. Almost a nice turn from Richards. Closed down, though. Chance for Guyana to get forward. This is Joseph. Watched closely by Grant. Little time and space to turn, and look. Isaac off the shoulder that time. It was a hard one to take down with the wind. He's speeding up the trajectory of that ball a bit. It will be a throw, though, for the Lady Jags in a dangerous position. Avril Pazvolski will come up from right back to take this. Runner throw intercepted by Kalila Daly. Ross's ball picked off by Lecky. Now sent back to a dangerous area and one right back by Guyana. The Lady Jags trying to create something here, but Jamaica ready for the threat with numbers back behind the ball. Chazels spraying it out wide to Anaya Joseph, and the flag is up. As you see the flags, by the way, on the pitch, the wind is blowing from the top of your screen to the bottom, from the far side to the near. Either side really benefiting from the gusts. They're blowing through Oranjestad today. Still looking for the breakthrough, 33 minutes in. We talked about how many goals were scored yesterday. Again, 3 of the groups getting underway. The Dominican Republic, a 7-0 win over Dominica in Group A action. Nicaragua, 6-0 over Belize. In Group B, it was Panama, 8-0 over Bonaire. Bermuda, 7-0 over Suriname. And then we had one draw, a really entertaining 2-2. Between Trinidad and Tobago and Curacao in Group F. Again, 32 goals in total. We might get our first perhaps here. Anaya Joseph, well defended again by Daly. You can see how important she is to this side. Anaya Joseph, though, does win Guyana their first corner of the match. Good early ball. Joseph forcing Daly into that defensive effort. Daly, who was shaken up earlier in this half. Looks no worse for wear after getting a little treatment on that ankle. An in-swinger forthcoming for the Lady Jags. And it will be Ellie Biffin to send this in. Ellie Biffin in the 35th minute. An opportunity on this corner for Guyana. That's a dangerous ball. Kathy, with bodies all around her, able to hang on in the mixer. No rebound, no real chance at that for Guyana. Good service that time from Biffin, putting it right inside the 6, just a little too close to the keeper. Jamaica coming the other way, and that is Chanel Walters drawing the foul. This will be our first card of the match, it would appear. Just a little bit of a reckless challenge that time from Guyana's right back, Avril Pazvolski. So she'll go in the book here in the 35th minute. It is something to watch now over the course of this match. Pazvolski cautioned. Free kick opportunity for the home team on the scoreboard. Nicolette Prendergast appears to be the one most interested. 3-person wall being set up by Alexis Marr. Prendergast a long ways out, you would say 30 yards from goal. We'll see what she can conjure here as Mars might add one more to the wall as they leave Tiana Grant's Just momentarily, though, you could see one of the Guyana defenders making her way over to defend the spare attacker to Prendergast's left, out of picture. So Jamaica now from this dead ball. Oh, Prendergast does go for goal and just misses the target. He was dipping the right way. Nicolette Prendergast. The wind didn't help things that time. Just to the right of Alexis Mars, near post. And now a turnover. This is Prendergast again. Took a deflection on the way. Here's Prendergast. Once again, a replay of that shot. Gosh, it looked like it took a nick off one of the Guyana defenders. It does go down as a goal kick, though. Guyana perhaps just a bit fortunate that time. Come the Lady Jags the other way. Numbers flooding forward for Layla So to aim for. That pass just a little bit too far in front. Guyana maintaining possession, however. Isaac dropping back a little bit deeper. Pazvolski on the overlap. It'll be Isaac. Chazels. And still Chazels now. Gets the shot away. Attacking the back post was So. Good defending by Kathy. She came out strong to challenge. It will be a corner for Guyana. Alexandria Chazels, though. She has been the source of a lot of good for Guyana today, and there was Layla So. The only player from either side really to attack what ended up being a cross from the center forward for the Lady Jags. Second corner in the last couple of minutes for Ellie Biffen. See what she comes up with here now in the 38th. Ball to the near post. Knocked right back. That's Glean, the captain. Headed up by Daly. Guyana giving it away a bit that time. That was Chin. Falls kindly, though, back to Biffen. And now Joseph. Anaya Joseph. Ball stays in play. And now cleared for a corner. Good effort again by Guyana, trying to close this half strong. Jamaica forced into a little last-ditch defending. Ellie Biffen once again setting up for another in-swinger. So far, London Kathy has not put a foot or a glove wrong on some of these crosses. What can Biffen do this time? Kathy again came for it, didn't get it. Ball pinballs inside the box. It'll go out for a corner. Guyana claiming there was a hand, which struck the ball right here. That's tough, though. I believe that was Kalila Daly, who was so close in proximity when that shot came in. Would have been awfully harsh to call a handball on that situation. Fourth corner, though, of this first half. It'll be Isaacs this time, the outswinger. Popped up and now sent well over everybody. That was Sydney Glean that time, the captain, who had the shot. A couple of good looks, though, on those set pieces from Guyana. Even if nothing comes of it, I think they'll feel confident about how they've played in the opening 40 minutes, creating chances, putting Jamaica under pressure. They've dealt with the Jamaican threat for the most part. The Rega girls with a couple of good looks coming forward. Neither side, though, with anything to show for some promising attack. 5 minutes until the halftime interval. Still scoreless here in Oranjestad. Group D action at the Concacaf Women's U17 qualifiers. In the opening match of 4 for both of these sides. All 4 matches set to be played over the next 9 days here on this field at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. An early ball. Chazels cannot get there in front of Daly. Isaac's putting some pressure on Kalila Daly, who shrugs it off. Another throw for Guyana. I've really been impressed with the Lady Jags' endeavor here in this first half. Biffin popped up by Grant. A little bit of a high boot that time. Jamaica advantage being played. This is Walters. Chanel Walters now inside the box. It had to be perfect, that tackle, and it was. Sydney Glean going to ground. Got the ball expertly in front of Chanel Walters. That's why she's wearing the armbands. It is a corner, though, for the Reggae Girls. 42nd minute here in this first half in Aruba. I believe that's Nicolette Prendergast who's coming across to send this ball in. Second corner of the first half for Jamaica. 4, by the way, for Guyana here in the opening 41 minutes. Prendergast. Driven to the far post. Still loose on the edge of the area. Isaacs was there. Nice bit of skill on the touchline from Marlon Hilton. Good closing down by Carissa Lombardi. Chazels harassing Felicia Brown, who gets it clear to midfield. Isaac's header, though, out to touch. It's been the final ball that's eluded both of these teams. Each have had bright moments, certainly moments for both in the ascendancy. Neither, though, able to crack the last line of defense. London Cathy and Alexis Mars, respectively, doing everything they've been asked of in this first half. And the two goalkeepers playing well. Jamaica, though, lining up a shot from distance that was Glean on the block. Prendergast. Oh, a wild shot this time from Walters. Right idea, though, trying to go first time, trying to catch Mars unaware. Walters got it out of her feet, but then sent it to the running track. Here's Isaacs. And now Walters winning it for Jamaica. She'll play it across. This is Bailey. Walters again. Chanel Walters. That one did take a deflection. 45th minute now from Oranjestad in Aruba. Can someone break the deadlock here in the final minute? You'd expect a little bit of stoppage time with a couple of injuries in the opening 45. Still time for either Jamaica or Guyana to put something on the scoreboard going into the half. And at this moment, Jamaica looked the more likely. Had a couple of decent chances here in the last 5 minutes after Guyana really put the pressure on from a series of corner kicks. These two sides so closely matched in the rankings coming in. We expected this to be a cagey affair. There's been a hair full of chances, neither side able to take advantage. Good thinking from Felicia Brown with 2 white shirts in front of her, just playing it back to her keeper. And you see there will be 2 minutes of stoppages here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. It'll be a Jamaica throw on the far side. You see the empty bleachers on the far side here of the stadium. A good crowd, though, on hand. Everybody, as per the case, as usual, sitting behind their respective teams on the near side. You've heard a couple of Big cheers from the crowd, especially on that shot from Alexandria Chazels that hit the crossbar. Here's Jamaica now. Here is Walters. Poked away by Isaacs. Good defending. Eliana Isaacs has been in attack more often than not. But is back here in her own third. Trying to keep things scoreless. And Pazvalski not quite on the same page. Another ball sent forward. Good hold-up play there by Jamaica. Back to Grants. Prendergast. Kyra Grant once again. Lining up the shot. This will miss the target. Marlon Hilton Company, though, they like the effort. Don't mind the idea, especially with just 20 seconds left before the halftime whistle blows. There's Kyra Grant. Anaya Johnson on the, Anaya Joseph, excuse me, on the ball. Sees that one deflected out to touch. Check out the watch from Cecile Hines. They've played the 2 minutes at the end of this first half. And there is the first half whistle. Scoreless here in Aranya Stad in Group D, the opener between Jamaica and Guyana. Nothing to separate these two sides. One from pot 2, one from pot 3. Just 4 spots in the rankings between them. And nothing between them here on the pitch in the opening 45. A good opening half. Guyana came the closest with Alexandria Chazels hitting the crossbar in the 20th minute. Both goalkeepers, though, and their defenses doing enough to keep this scoreless through 45. Our score at the halftime break, it is Jamaica 0, Guyana 0. Back to Aranya Stad in a moment. Half number 1 in the books from Oranjestad. In Group D, Jamaica versus Guyana. Again, a good match between these two sides. Guyana with some decent opportunities in the early stages. London Cathy called into action. And Guyana's attack asking some questions. Ariana Chin with this opening effort. On the other hand, Jamaica, who had the better of the looks in the early stages, given this opportunity off the turnover. It was Jay Alecki coming up from defense. A good save from Alexis Mars. A couple of minutes later, really out of nothing, a nice ball from Pazvolski, setting up Alexandria Chazels, who clanged this one off the crossbar. And Chazels in acres of space, a whipped ball in off the left foot. You can see the number 9 starting to wheel away. She thought she had scored. She gave Guyana a couple of good looks later on in the half as well. This great run, which would result, unfortunately for her, in a goal kick, but Chazels showing her strength, her speed, great balance as well. Good defending by Lecky to prevent the chance. Guyana would continue pushing. Eliana Isaacs, who had some joy down the right flank over the course of this match, unable to beat London Cathy on this exchange. A long-range effort that was on target. And a couple of chances for both sides ended up on frame in that first half. As the half wore on, though, Jamaica with 1 or 2 good looks of their own. This long-distance opportunity from Lecky, just a bit wide of the mark. Jay Alecki and Kalila Daly, some of the standouts in defense for Jamaica. They've had a lot to deal with back there. Chazels, once again, just never giving up. This was a great look towards the end of the half. Layla So, who just before this exchange had kept the ball in for Guyana, kept the attack alive. Good closing down by Cathy to prevent that shot from getting on frame. That set up a couple of corners in a row from Ellie Biffin. There were mild shouts of handball on this exchange, but again, given the fact this ball came off the right foot of Pazvolski, really right into the body of Daly, who was standing just a couple of feet away. It was always going to be harsh. And this ended the opening 45 with neither side able to break the deadlock. See the halftime statistics, 15 combined shots between the two, 3 on target for Jamaica. Alexis Mars with 3 saves in that first half, a couple for Guyana as well. Some good stops from Cathy that you saw there. The Lady Jags shading possession. Just the 1 card in the opening 45. That was the right back, Pazvolski from Guyana, cautioned for a diving challenge. Very much though an even opening 45. Both teams with their moments of extended possession, both with some decent chances. Very much in the balance over the next 45. Excited to see how this one plays out. The opening match in Group D between these two teams who very much have a realistic shot of getting out of the group, of winning this particular 5-team group and making it to the final. Both know the importance, though, of this first match. We'll see how the second 45 goes. Both teams back on the pitch at the start of half number 2. Jamaica and Guyana here in Group D. Scoreless between these two sides through the opening 45. Both Marlon Hilton and Delon Williams making changes here at the break. 2 substitutes ready for Guyana. Lily Biffin and Tanya DeVere coming on and replacing Layla So and Carissa Lombardi. 1 change for Jamaica. Chanel Walters, who got a little banged up over the course of that first half, replaced by Jamara Jones in attack. They're the number 5, Lily Biffin. We saw Ellie Biffin active in that first half for Guyana. Now Lily coming on. Carissa Lombardi, who played in the base of midfield in that first half, replaced. They're the number 11, Tanya DeVere, also coming on. Layla So, who did some nice work to create a chance. And there you see those 2 young ladies substituted. So the day done for So and Lombardi. And some of that, I think, likely due to the fact that this team will have to play again in 2 days. Again, it's a busy fixture list. Not just for Guyana, but for Jamaica as well. 4 matches in 9 days. It's a lot. Got to manage minutes, make sure players are fresh. Guyana playing on Thursday against the hosts Aruba. So they do have a little bit more of a break than Jamaica, who plays Aruba on Tuesday. I think both sides, though, very much focused on what's to come here in this second half. 3 points on the line here in Group D, off and rolling in Oranjestad at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium. My name is Alex Heinert, proud to be with you along with our crew. Yeah, both teams with good chances, a very even first half, each trading blows. Neither side, though, able to get the goal that would see them in a position of ascendancy. And right off the jump, that is Melania Karamaya Johnson-Mighty putting some pressure on. You see confirmation of those changes for both sides. See that affects play. Just a little change of the dice. A foul here against Jamaica is Cecile Hines. Just sort things out. This is Anaya Joseph, who's played well down that left flank, both in defense and in attack. First touch for DeVere. And the ball forward in the direction of Chazels, not quite on the mark. And that was the other substitute, Lily Biffin. So it looks like DeVere will take up a spot, not quite alongside Chazels, but up in the attacking third. Lily Biffin more in the center of midfield. A little bouncing ball. Pushed forward for the moment by Jamaica, collected there by Joseph. Lily Biffin couldn't win that one away from Bailey. Quickly up to Jamara Jones, and the Reggae Girls substitute. Bailey's early ball got caught up in the wind a bit, which is still blowing hard from the top of your screen to the bottom. This is Bailey, who will keep this in. The ball will bounce. Now the whistle goes. Looks like Madison Bailey was unable to keep that ball in play. It'll be a goal kick for Alexis Mars. This is Joseph down the line. And DeVere, I think, is going to get to know this Jamaican backline pretty quickly. That's Kyra Grant closing her down. And winning the throw for the Reggae Girls. Popped up. DeVere won't be able to keep that in play. Kyra Grant on the restart. Jones, good composure, finding Bailey. Madison Bailey's left-footed shot blocked away by Biffin. That's Chazels, the early ball out wide to the opposite side where Isaacs is unable to track it down, but now does so off the ball from Daly. Jamaica back in possession, however. Good composed defending by Kalila Daly and Jay Alecki, despite the presence of Eliana Isaacs. But Isaacs was good in that first half. Again, she and Chazels gave the Jamaican defense a lot to think about. The Reggae girls, for the most part, able to keep them in check, although Chazels, as you saw in those highlights, a couple of great opportunities. Nicolette Prendergast, not quite on the mark. And both teams not afraid to try that early ball, get something in behind. A couple of saves from Alexis Mars in that first half, 3 in total that officially were on goal. This is Grant now on the intercepts. Jones. That's good composure from the captain, Sydney Glean. Chazels trying to turn. That was Brown getting in her way. And the first time ball that will bounce and roll into the arms of Alexis Mars. Pazvolski, the only player cautioned in the first half. Ariana Chin safely back to her captain. Glean, who made one great sliding tackle to prevent a chance in that first half, helping start the attack now. Good lofted ball for Alexandria Chazels. Chazels cutting it back on her left, and that shot partially blocked by Daly. You can tell this is a matchup between in Daly and Chazels, likely two of the better players at their position that we're going to see in this tournament. Chazels, that never say die attitude. Daly so composed back there. This is Prendergast trying to take advantage of a loose touch from Ellie Biffin. DeVere, not quite on the same page with Chazels this time. Tried that through ball. Chazels wasn't ready to make the run just yet. And the sun once again peeking out through the clouds. And the wind continuing to blow on an 80+ degree day here in the Aruba capital of Oranjestad. Again, the home for all of these Group D matches. Again, one of 4 hosts across these 6 groups at the Concacaf U17 Women's Qualifiers. The group winners plus the top 2 runners-up will advance on to the finals in March. Jones, actually that was Prendergast, a little off balance. Bump that time from Grants. Chazels was hoping there would be a whistle at the end of that. It'll be a throw for Jamaica instead. Already 7 minutes gone in this second half. Neither side with a clear sight of goal on either end so far after the interval. Jamaica trying to change that. Here's Daly with her head up. It's well read at the back by Guyana. Richards maintaining possession though for the Reggae girls. Raquana Richards, watched closely by Pazvolski. Now the ball won by Guyana. The Lady Jags with Ellie Biffin getting an early ball forward. Chazels. Oh, she's able to beat the first man. Alexandria Chazels on the attack. Squares it across just in front of her intended target. Ariana Chin was making the run. Chazels showing that pace and strength once again. Chin just unable to get on the end of that. Another great individual effort from Alexandria Chazels, and now it is Tanya DeVere, the second half substitute, down near the corner flag. Grant's ushering the ball out for a throw. Anaya Joseph quickly to take this. The other Biffin, Lily Biffin's ball in. Dealt with by this Jamaican back line. This is Johnson Mighty starting the attack, but it breaks down quickly. That ball by Jones only finds the feet of Joseph. DeVere. You see Biffin calling for it. Actually, this is the number 10, Ariana Chin, once again. Had that chance a moment ago that she couldn't quite get on the end of. Here is Joseph skipping by the first. London Cathy, as she has been throughout this competition, always behind it, always in the right place. The Jamaican captain. Another ball on target, third save of the day for Cathy. Pazvalski. Chazels once again. Alexandria Chazels from distance, just over the bar. Alexandria Chazels and this Guyana attack showing their mettle here at the start of this second half. There's a bouncing ball that is unable to be dealt with by Layla Ross on the first time of asking. Jones trying to hook up with Bailey, the ball always behind her. Another turnover. Felicia Brown, Jaya Leckie, Jamara Jones. 10 minutes played in the second half. Just as we were through the first 45, scoreless between Jamaica and Guyana here in Group D. Two of the favorites, along with Honduras, expected to be at or near the top of the standings, a chance to advance. Getting a result here in this opener, so crucial. Remember, only the group winners are guaranteed a spot in the finals. That's Glean and Joseph combining to shut down the situation near the top of the box. Throw on the way for the Reggae Girls. Getting off to a strong start, so important for these two sides in this competition. Getting some confidence moving forward, especially against a team that you would deem as a chief rival in your quest to win this group. And both starting with one of the harder tests they're going to face here in Group D. Here's a good ball, DeVere. Tried to find Chazels. Daly read the situation. Guyana back in possession, though. This is Joseph. Anaya Joseph, shot closed down. Guyana asking for a handball. That was the leg, though, of Leckie that it connected with first. Jamaica and Guyana, essentially the 2 and 3 seeds in this 5-team group. Honduras, the side that is ranked first out of the 5. Aruba and St. Vincent and the Grenadines rounding out the group. Aruba, of course, the hosts, adding an interesting wrinkle to the mix here in Group D in Oranjestad. Jamaica finished seconds in their 3-team qualifying group last year at the U17 level. They won their opener 6-0 against St. Kitts and Nevis before losing 2-1 to Nicaragua in the deciding second match. A little different this season, again, with a 5-team group. On the one hand, maybe there's a little more margin for error. So we have a stoppage here, and that is London Cathy, who has remained down. This will certainly be a worry here for Jamaica. This is their captain, Kathy, who's made 3 saves in this match so far. Just asking for treatment on that left leg. Just being stretched out just a bit as we approach the hour mark. London Kathy, the Jamaican goalkeeper and their captain. She is the 3rd player on this Jamaican side that has been a little shaken up and has required treatment today. Of the other 2, Chanel Walters was substituted at the half. Kayla Kidd and Chevanique Barnes are the other 2 keepers on the roster for Marlon Hilton. Kathy, though, again, wearing the captain's armband, the undisputed #1 for this Jamaican side coming into this tournament. Though you would expect, again, at this U17 level that Kidd and Barnes might get a shout at some point, a chance to put the gloves on for their national side. Looks like Kathy appears to be fit to carry on, but we will keep an eye on that, of course, as this second half goes on. "45 minutes into this half, still scoreless. An opportunity for both Jamaica and Guyana just to reset a bit. Marlon Hilton for the Reggae Girls, DeLon Williams for the Lady Jags, using this time to talk through tactics, discuss what might have changed. Again, both managers making changes at the halftime. Here's Guyana once again. Chance for Tanya DeVere to get on the end of that. Closed down, though, by Brown. Back to midfield, where it's controlled by Guyana. That's Chin out wide. Now Joseph. Again, with the wind blowing, Anaya Joseph unable to get a read on that ball. It rolls out to touch. 2 more changes coming for Jamaica. It's Jennifer Williams coming on for Madison Bailey. And the #10, Elizabeth Miller. She will replace Milena Karamaya Johnson-Mighty, who was really bright right off the jump, saw a lot of the ball in the opening 5 minutes or so. We've not said her name, though, since. Now it's Miller's turn to lead the line. 3 subs now used by Marlon Hilton through the hour. Jamaica just trying to freshen things up a little bit. Their attack had been slowed over the last couple of minutes. Guyana with the better of the chances of late. Williams, one of those substitutes, trying to poke it through. Nicolette Prendergast sees that ball taken away by Joseph. DeVere. Good closing by Grant. Kyra Grant double teamed and nearly won the ball. Jamaica back in possession again. Jay Alecki doing a nice job. Here is Lucky. Hoofed clear by Sydney Glean. Be careful now if you're Brown. That was Chazels. Almost had that ball won. Alexandria Chazels. She has been a tireless worker up top for Guyana today. There she is, the #9. Hit the crossbar in the first half. A number of really good looks that she basically has created all herself. And still we wait for the opening goal today. Look at this. Nicolette Prendergast. Williams sees that ball pop up. Isaacs on the far side. It did roll out for a throw for the Reggae Girls. Nicolette Prendergast. Great effort that time to get through a pair of Guyana midfielders, then beat the next man. Jamaica will have a little further throw now as that ball intended for Richards. Knocked out to touch. Grant's throw in. Taken down by Miller. Now cleared back to midfield. This is Kyra Grant's. Now Jones. Williams. A little stumble here. It's going to be a foul against Jennifer Williams. Good positioning from Glean, the captain. '65th minute here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad, Aruba. Group D action here between Jamaica and Guyana. Both teams seeking the opening tally. Both have had opportunities, both have come close. Here is Joseph, skipping through defense. Anaya Joseph, looking for options. Lily Biffin, tried to square that. Prendergast read the pass. Biffin, though, wins it right for Guyana. Chazels. Alex Chazels closed down by Leckie. Jay Leckie will get this back to midfields. That's a good step there by Jamaica. Here come the Reggae Girls in attack now. This is Richards. Just missing the near post. Good keeping by Alexis Mars. No opportunity for Raquana Richards to get this ball beyond her. Good pace by Richards that time. Layla Ross was beaten as she tried to track back. Richards had a lot of ground to make up, but she got there. Unable to get the shot on target, though. Here's Isaacs. Chazels. The early ball towards DeVere. And again, that wind's coming into effect, especially on this artificial service. That ball bounces and rolls. More often than not, it's going to be carried out to touch. Lily Biffin, though, back in control for Guyana. The long-range efforts will be pushed over the bar. London Cathy didn't actually touch it. It might have hit off the top of the crossbar or the top of the netting. We'll get a better look here. Yes, over the top of the bar. After Biffin, why not here? In these conditions, she puts one nearly on frame. Second time the crossbar has been hit. And the first from Chazels clanged right off the front of it squarely. This time, more of a grazing blow off the top. Not nearly as threatening as that last attempt. Guyana, though, getting in some dangerous positions, as is Jamaica. You'd expect that to continue as these two defenses tire as this match wears on. Here are the Reggae Girls. This is Miller. Oh, a slip now in defense. Good covering that time. The second chance sent over for a goal kick. Just for a moment, it looked like Elizabeth Miller might have an opportunity. Good hustle, though, by Guyana. Numbers back behind the ball. stopped here for what appears to be a hydration break at the 69th minute. Chance for both of these sides to talk through how they want to approach the final 20 minutes plus. This Group D opener in Oranjestad, Aruba. Still nothing to separate Jamaica and Guyana through 68 minutes. Both teams have asked a handful of questions. Very evenly, though, we would say. 3 shots on target for both. 12 total shot attempts for Jamaica, 11 for Guyana. Possession was basically even at the break. It has continued to be roughly so as we've hit maybe the 2/3 portion of this match, a little beyond that, of course. It is Guyana just barely shading possession, 52% to 48. They've had some good looks again in this second half, the best coming through the effort and endeavor of Alexandria Chazels. Winning a ball, firing down the right flank, sending a dangerous cross towards Ariana Chin, but just outside her reach. That's been the best look for both of these sides in this second half. Jamaica, though, have had the ball in the attacking third a couple of times. Just a couple of minutes ago, Raquana Richards had a decent look in transition. This match there for the taking. Who will step up with a moment of magic over these final 20 minutes plus stoppages? Or are we headed for a 0-0 or perhaps a 1-1 draw where the spoils are shared? Guyana getting us back underway. Chazels, nice touch. Tanya DeVere, though, won't be able to get there. Good strength from Joseph. That was shoulder to shoulder with Jamara Jones. Ball controlled just for a moment, though, by Guyana. Quickly won back by Jamaica. And now in midfield, the Lady Jags cannot maintain possession. This is Prendergast. Held up at the top of the box. It's Williams, closed down. Prendergast, an aggressive sliding tackle by that Guyana back line. It needed to be perfect. It was. I believe that was that Chin back there, I believe, doing the defending that time. Good strength once again by Prendergast. She's been one of the star players for Jamaica here today. Her ball will bounce in front of Glean. Collected by Jones. Jamara Jones! Another good save from Alexis Marr. That's her 4th of the day. Jamara Jones, the second half substitute, creating a little bit of space for herself. Anaya Joseph unable to deal with that ball as it hopped past her and found Jones. Another early pass forward. This is Elizabeth Miller trying to connect with Jennifer Williams. Mars called off her line. She comes to the rescue. Marlon Hilton made 3 changes, all in attack. So far, those 3 changes have worked well. Jennifer Williams, Elizabeth Miller, Jamara Jones, all connecting well in attack, all making an impact off the bench. A couple of the Lady Jags now a little slow to get up on that last exchange. This is a concern now. Avril Pazvolski, who is on a card, the right back, who was awfully busy in the first 45. We've seen a little less of her in the second 45 as Jamaica have gone down the right side of their attack, the left side of Guyana more often than not since the halftime interval. Pazvolski, though, back on her feet now, shaking off what looks like a little bit of a knock on her left leg. A throw for the Reggae Girls here in the 74th minute now as the clock ticks on. Felicia Brown, Kyra Grants. Ball down the line and out to touch. Alex Chazels. Lovely turn. Good skill from her. Joseph. And much of the Guyana threat has come down their left-hand side in this second half. Quick restart. DeVere. Nice touch back to Anaya Joseph. Skips past the first defender. That's Grants. Joseph's left-footed cross on the deck. Not dealt with convincingly. And Chazels is there for the opener for Guyana. Alexandria Chazels with a tap-in the 74th minute. Kalila Daly, who has not put a foot wrong all afternoon, unable to clear that cross from Joseph. And Chazels, who has been threatening from the opening whistle, able to tap it in past London Cathy and give the Lady Jags this 1-0 advantage with just over 15 minutes to go. You just heard the shout there from that Guyana coaching staff. Keep working, the job not done yet. Jamaica had been the team that had been pushing for the opener just minutes before. Guyana, though, as we have seen through much of this second half, Anaya Joseph posing a threat up from left back. She's able to get past Grants, send a great cross in on the deck. Daly, who we have seen perform admirably in defense, unable to deal with it. And now it's Joseph down. See DeLon Williams at the bottom of your screen asking Cecile Hines for a card here. Joseph put on the deck. I believe that was Jamara Jones putting the pressure on. Joseph, who just had the assist on the Chazels goal. Good to see her back on her feet. Now the equation changes and Jamaica will go back to the bench. Rakana Richards will be substituted as Raquela Stewart will come on. It's the fourth change for Marlon Hilton today. So one more change in the attack for the Reggae Girls as the number 19 Stewart will step in. Looks like she'll slide into midfield as Jamaica reshuffles the pack a bit, and it's Stewart right on, intercepting that pass and trying to create now. Here is Joseph. She's combining now in midfield with Biffin. Just the two subs at the half for Guyana. Everybody else, their other 9 starters still out there. Stewart now with space for the cross. Into a dangerous area, skipped up in front though of Elizabeth Miller. Guyana happy to clear this away. Kyra Grants is going to take that ball in a little more advanced position that Cecile Hines would have appreciated. Back out to touch for the Lady Jags, who now lead. So long this match was 0-0, but in the 74th, Alex Chazels able to tap home the cross from Joseph to give us our first goal here in Group D today. And it is a big one. 3 points as it stands, going the Lady Jags' way. The third-ranked team in this group, ranked 17th overall in Concacaf. Up ahead of the second-ranked team in Group D, Jamaica, who ranked 13th in the region. There's Isaacs again, offering herself down that far side. She's winning a throw now for Guyana. Bit of a collision in defense from Jamaica. Again, two Reggae Girl players colliding. And treatment perhaps here. Jamara Jones, that's a sore one certainly that time for the player who was coming in. As the clock drifts toward the 80th minute, Jamaica trailing by a goal. They've used 4 substitutes already. I believe that's Kalila Daly, who for the second time today has required some attention. And for Daly, she has played well in this match. Again, a composed figure at the back. Chazels and company have put her under pressure time and time again. She suffered an ankle injury in the opening 15 minutes or so. Able to gamely play on. Just had an unfortunate misstep on that cross from Anaya Joseph that led to the goal from Chazels some 5 minutes ago. Daly has made her way off the pitch, but does not appear a substitute is eminence. Something to keep an eye on, the number 2 in yellow and black, as Jamaica now need to go for this, trailing by a goal. This is Grant. More of a hopeful ball that time that finds the feet of Glean, who can clear away. First minute now. This is Lecky coming up from defense. Good strength, good positioning. Ball out to touch once again as Jamaica move a little closer to goal. Here's Williams. Prendergast. Grant. Early cross will bounce, taken there by Miller. The layoff to Prendergast. Now it's Walters, actually it's Grant, excuse me, 14. Now Jones, Tiana Grant pops up. This will roll out. Last touch by Guyana, another corner on the way for Jamaica. Just their first of the half, third of the match. 82nd minute, a golden opportunity for the Reggae Girls. Tiana Grants, this in-swinging corner on the way. Well, punched up in the air by Mars. Danger here. Jamaica claiming it was across the line. A goal line clearance from the Lady Jags. Another play blown dead. Watch it again. Mars punching that one right back into danger. It was Pazvolski who cleared it off the line. Looks like there was a foul to be adjudged in the build-up, perhaps, so Guyana will be allowed to restart. Be the first, I would say the first real threat for Jamaica in this half. Now Guyana trying to pose one at the other end immediately. Kyra Grants with Chazels right there, able to win the throw for the home team on the scoreboard. This is Williams. Jamaica need to get forward in a hurry now. 83rd minute, trailing by 1. Alex Chazels' goal in the 74th minute, the difference between these two sides. This is Isaacs. Pressured here and the ball taken away. Guyana, though, 4 white shirts all around Jamara Jones. Prendergast winning it back for Jamaica now from distance. Prendergast saved by Mars. Pushed out for a corner. Just a couple of nervy moments for Alexis Mars in goal of late. Nicolette Prendergast continuing to pose a threat from midfield, the number 4. Another opportunity from a corner for Jamaica, trailing by 1. It's Jamara Jones. The ball swinging in with the wind at her back. Well, nearly an Olympico that time. Missed the far post. Would appear by just a couple of inches. So tough to read on these corners when the wind is blowing so hard behind you. How much dip and swerve and how much power to put behind. Guyana creeping closer to a massive 3 points for the Lady Jags in their Group D opener. Jamaica still with time to rectify the situation. Remember, this is the first game of 4 in this group for each side. Both teams will play Aruba next. Jamaica taking on the hosts on Tuesday. Guyana will see them on Thursday. Aruba, the quote-unquote bottom team in this group according to the rankings, as Williams now takes over, finding Stewart. Rakayla Stewart. Jennifer Williams. The shot comes in and finds the back of the net! Nicolette Prendergast from distance equalizes in the 85th minute. The Reggae Girls level. She has been an ever-present threat today. Nicolette Prendergast. A beautiful looping effort from outside the box. Alexis Mars at full stretch could not keep it out. And we are deadlocked once again, this time at 1 apiece. Nicolette Prendergast and Jamaica. Guyana now have to win it all over again. As do the Reggae Girls. And Prendergast had put one on frame not long before that shot from a similar position. She put just the right amount of lift and depth and pace on it. So Chazels with the goal in the 74th minute. Prendergast the answer 11 minutes later. Here is Joseph. She'll try her luck from long range. This one not on target. Kathy right there. See one of the Jamaican defenders a little shaken up on the play. I believe that's Kyra Grants. She has done her fair share of running up and down this right side today. Looks like just a cramp. Things have really sparked to life here in this second half. It's been an entertaining match. Both teams with chances throughout. A very even contest between Jamaica and Guyana. The Lady Jags went ahead in the 74th minute. Alexandria Chazels with the goal off a nice cross from Anaya Joseph. And just a bit of a misplay from Kalila Daly. 11 minutes later, though, Jamaica able to answer right back. A blast from outside the box from Nicolette Prendergast, restoring parity in this Group D curtain raiser. At the moment, it's 1 point apiece for Jamaica and Guyana. It's still time for someone to find a winner. Just over 2 minutes left of normal time, plus stoppages, of which we would expect there to be a fair few. Guyana with the restart. As far as Grant, who is quickly back on the pitch. Ball kicked forward by Biffin. Ellie Biffin now, along with Lily on the pitch today for the Lady Jags. Now Isaacs. Chin. Asking a bit too much of Chazels or Isaacs this time. Ball played out to touch, though, by Jamaica. restart eludes Isaacs. Ball cleared though only as far as DeVere. Actually, that was 17. Ellie Biffin that time in the center of the pitch. So much riding on this opener for both teams. Chazels. Cross only finds Kathy. To be fair, a draw would be, I would say, a fair result. Both of these teams have had about the even number of chances, even possession. Can someone snatch a winner though late? Here's Glean. Helped along by Joseph. DeVere kept it in play, but gave it away to Stewart. Joseph couldn't win it back immediately. This is Rakyla Stewart now, one of the second half substitutes. '90th minute now, in Oranjestad. Jamaica 1, Guyana 1. Chazels for the Lady Jags. Prendergast, the equalizer for the Reggae Girls. Now just the third sub of the match being made by Guyana. Aya Stewart will come on. This is Tanya DeVere, who was a second half substitute. She came on at halftime, being replaced here in the dying embers of this one. And there's DeVere again making way. She had some good moments early on in the half. Stewart, though, replacing her for what we'll see here in stoppage time. Another shot from distance that Marr had to be ready for. Alexis Mars coming across to make the save. That was on frame in the end off the quick restart following the substitution. Second half stoppage time here at the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad, Aruba. Stewart's first touch, the little back heel, trying to play in Lily Biffin. Just ran too far for her. As the wind continues to howl here in Aruba's capital city. Jamaica in possession. This is Stewart. Pressure by Biffin. Guyana through Glean, able to win it back. Now Joseph. Can they create one more chance? Stewart kept it in, but to the benefit of the Reggae Girls this time. Here is Williams. Prendergast. Does she have one more moment of magic in her? Ball played out wide. This is Jones, but the offside flag up. Layla Ross. Pass taken down by Daly. Lila Daly fouled now. And this is an opportunity for Jamaica. Daly, not for the first time has she been put on the turf. Daly walking back to defense. Jamaica now in the 3rd minute of added time in this second half, with an opportunity on this free kick. Now it will indeed be Kalila Daly to take this. Numbers forward for the Reggae Girls. Can they break the deadlock? Towering header, not completely out. That's Lecky. Right back into the mix. Glean can't get it clear. Headed back in, but out for a goal kick for Alexis Mars. Third minute of stoppage time here in the second half. Jamaica trying to push for the winner late. Closing stages of this Group D opener. Kyra Grant will pump one forward. Headed down but not out. Williams closed down well. Glean, the captain, back towards midfield. Chazels trying to hold it up with runners coming forward. Stewart making the run. Flag will stay down. Aya Stewart, fresh legs on the pitch for Guyana. Couldn't quite get that left-footed shot or cross right. And there is the full-time whistle. Honors even in this Group D opener between Guyana and Jamaica. The Lady Jags pulled in front in the 74th minute through Alexandria Chazels. Nicolette Prendergast, though, 11 minutes later, able to restore parity. It'll be 1 point apiece here in Group D between Jamaica and Guyana. A very even affair throughout. A draw, perhaps the correct results over the course of the 90 minutes here today in Oranjestad. Stick around, highlights and full-time stats coming up in just a moment. Let's go over highlights from this encounter between Jamaica and Guyana. First match of 4 for each of these sides in Group D. It was Guyana striking the woodwork in that first half. Alexandria Chazels off this ball from the right back, Avril Pazvolski. Good opportunity there for the number 9. She would be heard from, of course, before the full-time whistle was blown. Chazels with a number of good opportunities created for the Lady Jags, both in the first and the second half. This opportunity nearly falling. Layla So hustling to meet this ball at the far post. After some great individual effort there by Chazels. Good keeping by London Cathy to keep it scoreless. At the end of that first half, Guyana with a couple of good looks. Some mild cries for handball off this corner. I think that our official, Cecile Hines, making the right call to not blow for anything on that occasion. And it was Jamaica to start the second half with some good opportunities. In second half substitute Jamara Jones testing Alexis Mars, who had to make a number of key saves. Jones a good look there, that one skipping just up off the turf. This was the goal though, 74th minute, good effort down this left flank from Anaya Joseph. The cross on the deck, unable to be dealt with by Daly. And there was Alex Chazels, able to tap it home past Cathy. 1-0 to Guyana. Again, Joseph, the left back, a dangerous ball. Daly just misplayed it, and Chazels did not err from there. So 1-0 at that point. Jamaica, though, some good looks immediately following off this corner. Alexis Mars, bit of a mispunch. Big goal line clearance from Pazvolski to keep this 1-0 in favor of the Lady Jags. And Mars might have been better just to usher that ball out for another corner. Instead, it brought things right back into the mixer. There, another look. Good header right in the front. You saw some of the Reggae girls thought that ball was in. Elizabeth Miller had the header. This effort, though, from Nicolette Prendergast, this coming a little bit later in the half. A sign of things to come. Prendergast not afraid to shoot from distance. And here she would do so to great aplomb, intercepting this pass and firing one just over the outstretched arms of Alexis Mars. That goal coming in the 85th to pull Jamaica level. Just a wayward clearance from Ellie Biffin, finding the feet of Prendergast. A perfect curling effort from 20 yards out, sending the Reggae girls into celebration and indeed into a lovely choreographed dance routine here. You love to see the exuberance and the joy. At the final act of consequence of the 90 in this one, as the honors are even between Jamaica and Guyana. Jamaica a +5 in terms of shot attempts, +3 in shots on target. Again, a busy day for Alexis Mars. 6 saves for the Guyana keeper. Possession fairly even as we saw in the opening 45 as well. Guyana just shading it a bit in the ends. Once again, 1 point apiece for Jamaica and Guyana. What it means is, because this was the first match in Group D, they each will take their spot joint top in this group. Again, the group winner alone automatically advances to the finals in March. The top 2 runners-up of the 6 groups will also advance as well. We will see Honduras versus Aruba coming up later today from Oranjestad in the second game of our doubleheader. For Jamaica, they will play again on Tuesday against Aruba. Guyana will take place their next match Thursday against Aruba as well. Once again, your final here from the Guillermo Trinidad Stadium in Oranjestad. It is Jamaica 1, Guyana 1 here in Group D at the Concacaf U17W qualifiers. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.